All right, welcome back again, everybody. These have been so much fun, and we're just going to continue with new faces and new guests to our watch parties. And today, I have another team member from our Warrenton campus, and really somebody that's in the community a lot too. And so I want to just introduce to you my friend Rebecca. Rebecca, why don't you say hello and introduce yourself?
Hi, I am Rebecca Bauer. I volunteer at the Warrenton campus, been going to Element for 10 years or so. And we live in Warrenton. We love it out here.
Right on. Awesome. So at the Warrenton campus, gosh, you've been with us since day one, helping us launch, and you have kind of a unique role. Tell us a little bit about how you serve at the Warrenton campus.
So every Sunday morning at about 6:30, there's about 5 of us who faithfully show up, drag everything out of the auditorium, and make it look like a church instead of a movie theater.
Right on. Yeah. And you guys have put together quite the system too. I mean, it's like clockwork. You guys know exactly what needs to go where and how it gets put together.
Yeah, it takes us about an hour, and then the serve teams come in and like polish, do the polishing touches. The people who are greeters, the people who are in the cafeteria, they come in and they do their thing, but we're there before them, getting all the stuff they need, kind of where it needs to go.
Awesome. Yeah. And a lot of you guys, I know you and some of the other team members even bring your kids in from time to time. And so like that team of 5 can turn into like a dozen, and it's awesome because a lot of our young people are serving even early in the morning and helping to make a difference. So
yeah, I was really excited
great.
when the boys said, yes, I'd love to get up at 6:30 or even earlier and come in and help unpack. So it's a fun thing, and they alternate weeks. I've got 2 kids that are pretty close in age still at home, and they alternate weeks. You don't get to do a lot with just one at a time, so it's fun to hang out with just one at a time and spend some time together.
Right on. That's awesome. Well, it makes a huge difference. We started calling that team the experience team a while back because what you guys really do is set the stage for the experience that we have the whole weekend. We couldn't have it without you, because otherwise it would just be literally a movie theater.
Yeah.
So, right on.
The transformation is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And not only setting it up, but there's another team of people. Some are the same, but another team that puts it all away too. And so that whole team, both on the front end and the back end, is awesome. What about outside of church? What keeps you busy, and what line of work are you in?
So I am in real estate in several aspects. I'm a real estate agent, so buy and sell homes for families and investors. I also flip houses, so we buy houses that are in need of significant disrepair or significant repairs, and I fix them up and resell them. And then we also have properties that we rent out. So all things real estate, really.
Wow, that's awesome. And how long have you been in the real estate industry?
So officially, it's been a little over 2 years since I got my license, and we started intentionally kind of going after it. But even throughout the time my husband and I have been married, we've always bought the grossest house in the neighborhood, and that's where we bought it. We fixed it up, lived there for a while, and then kind of moved on. So that once I stayed home with my kids for a while, and then once it was time to go back to work, it seemed like kind of a natural transition to get into real estate. So.
Right on. Awesome. So what you guys do in that niche of kind of getting the fixer-uppers, right, and putting some time into them and a little bit of elbow grease. I can't imagine
a lot of elbow grease.
A lot of elbow grease, yeah.
Yes.
I can't imagine that's changed a whole lot right now with everything going on with COVID. Are you guys staying busy, still working on the project homes that you guys were working on before?
So we actually, we just finished quite a big project. We bought our first hoarder house, which was interesting. You learn a lot every time you do a project. But if people are thinking about selling or anything like that, this particular house 2 weeks ago got 7 offers over a weekend. So
wow.
So we were able to sell it. It was a blessing because we were pretty concerned about our ability to sell it, because you never know what the the current
Yeah.
state. Um, and it was funny because I asked all the agents that turned in offers. I was like, "So, can you tell me what your client does for a living? Because that's a big factor right now. Because a GM employee is different than a nurse. Who am I gonna offer? Am I gonna choose really?"
Yeah.
Um, so we had a choice. All 7 offers were, people of essential skills. We had nurses and doctors and firemen and just the gamut of grocery store employees. So it was nice to get a little personal information about the potential buyers and see that there's a lot of people out there still working. The essential employees are keeping us all held together. So
Right on. They
yeah,
absolutely are, and
yeah,
kudos to them. My oldest daughter is in a line of work that's an essential business, and she goes to work every day, and she takes the protective measures she has to take, but she's fulfilling what needs to happen right now to keep things going. And I think that even talking to a lot of other people in the real estate industry, there's several of them at the Warrenton
mhm,
campus. The sentiment's the same. It seems like everybody's still busy, and I think that's a really helpful and
yeah,
hopeful sign. As you know, the economy is going to go through peaks and valleys.
yeah. It happens.
And it does. And when it goes down, it's definitely a buyer's market, because then you can get things a little cheaper. So
Yeah. Well, and we've been such a strong seller's market for so long. I've had buyers that have been writing offers and looking at houses for a long time. And the market's just, there's the inventory can be low. And then when you have 7 offers on a property, it's hard to be the one that gets the house. So now that a lot of buyers who don't have to move have kind of backed out. And so people who have been looking for a really long time are able to get houses. So I'm kind of happy for some of those folks who have just been trying so hard, and they're finally getting some offers accepted and getting the house that they've been wanting. So that's been a little blessing in all of this. So
yeah, definitely. Awesome, awesome. Well, I know that you obviously interact with a lot of people. Being in the real estate market, but also too, just kind of getting to know you. I know you have a big heart, and you're always there to help people if they need help or step up, in times. And so, with all the people that you come across week in and week out, what's some advice you could give to maybe people that are going through a stressful time right now, or that are maybe hurting?
um, just give yourself some grace. Um, the thing that's been kind of in my face the last few days, because I have 3 boys. 2 of them are still in school, and we're homeschooling. So my husband is essential, so he's full-time gone every day. I'm essential, even though I work from home. I'm still trying to work every day, and now we're trying to homeschool on top of it. And I'm on the school board at my kids' school, and I've had parents contact me and say it's just a lot. It's just the teachers, bless them, they're doing so many things that they never thought they would have to do, but families they're just overwhelmed, and and overwhelmed with, I think, some anxiety and some fear, whether it's about the virus itself or about your employment state or about the economy, or just, I hear a lot of folks say, I've never been so busy. Um, and just, you don't have to do it all. You don't have to be perfect at everything. You don't have to have Pinterest lesson plans for your kids. You just do
Yeah.
your best and enjoy this special time that you wouldn't have got with them otherwise, but really just give yourself some grace, because when we're in unprecedented times, there's no standard that you have to live up to. You just have to be your best and be calm and content and love on your kids. And if you don't get the whole packet of work that was sent home done, that's okay. And the teachers will think it's okay, and not to take on all that stress, because there's enough already. So
Right on. That is such a good word. I guarantee you that's going to bless somebody when they hear this. There's probably a lot of people that need to hear that right now. Just give yourself some grace. It's okay to kind of slow roll it right now. In the day and age we live in, everything is just happy. It just goes quick, you know? And so right now, this is a time, like Pastor Eric says recently, to kind of reclaim this time with our families. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to get through it.
Yeah,
And give yourself grace. It's so good. Well, hey, are you ready for the bonus round? Some
I
rapid
am.
fire questions. All right,
Hit me with it.
awesome. All right, coffee or tea?
Coffee, coffee, coffee.
Right on. Early riser or night owl?
I would love to be a night owl again, but the only time in my house where I get to be alone is early, early, early. So I am an early bird.
I can relate to that. Yep. Not by choice, right?
Mhm.
What's your current favorite show?
Oh man, on the grown up side of things, I read all of the Outlander books and am totally in love with the show. Not a show for kids, but with our kids, we've been watching on Hulu Lego Masters,
Oh yeah.
which is really really good. And then I think our guilty pleasure lately has been The Masked Singer, which looks completely ridiculous when you see a preview. But what we've done is we're always watching. So we'll guess who it is, and then my kids of course don't know who any of these people are, so we'll get on YouTube and we'll watch like music videos from the 80s of New Kids on the Block or NSYNC or Marky
Wow.
Mark and the Funky Bunch, and or the Supremes, and like, so we're watching all these videos of all these old people. So that's been really fun with the kids, because just kind of exposing them to the silliness of the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. That is such a fun show too. We've
Yeah.
watched it before as a family. What's your favorite book?
Um, so I was a huge fan of the Outlander series, which is why I'm so excited.
Mhm.
Diana Gabaldon, she wrote like the world's longest books and the longest series. And then I just read a lot. I read, a Christian fiction option. Karen Kingsbury wrote Angels Walking, which was a
Hmm.
trilogy that was really good. On the nonfiction side, I'm rereading The One Thing right now. Which was written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, who are in the real estate industry, but it's not a real estate book. So if you've never read The One Thing, if you're having trouble deciding what to focus on right now in the craziness, that would be a great option, because it really helps you narrow down your focus and focus on the most important thing. So,
Wow, that's great advice. Awesome. All right. And then if you could meet anybody, past or present, who would it be and why?
so I would want to meet my husband's grandfather, because he is like a family legend. And he passed away before I met my husband. But no matter when we get together, there's always a story about the kind of infamous Grandpa Reed and his river house. And just, he was a character, and he's always in the stories. And I feel kind of left out because I've never met him. So I would love to go back and meet this infamous grandfather.
Right on. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for spending some time with us today, Rebecca, and letting us get to know you a little bit better. Hey, if people want to find out more about what you're doing or your listings and things like that, do you have a website, or what's the best way to maybe kind of follow
Um,
you?
I do. We have a website for both of our businesses. So if you're a buyer, like a home buyer or seller, it's Rebecca Bauer at KW or .kw.com, something like that. And then our investing company's name is Bauer Property Solutions. If you have a house that is falling down or has water in the basement, that's our kind of thing. So
Great.
I can put a link in the notes if anyone's interested on how to
Yeah.
contact us. But even if you just have questions about real estate, like I love talking real estate, even if you're not thinking about buying or selling right now, or if you have a favorite agent already and still want to talk real estate, I just like talking real estate. So.
All right. That's so good to know. And that's a great resource to have in the community as well. So, well, thanks again, Rebecca. And, we'll talk soon.
Okay, thanks, Pastor Cisco.